what's fucked up with the society? I typed in man shaving into Google. There's got to be 1,000 images here. I bet if you typed liberty.
Yeah. He's typing liberty.
Look at that. A statue. It says so much about where we're at. Look at this. It's just a statue. And it's a French one. What if you typed human rights? Oh God, you're probably gonna get. Oh God, you're gonna get people that are like, no. Okay, yeah, okay.
Just all these images of humans exercising their rights.
Democracy. There we go. Okay, well that's better. It's just the word democracy in a lot of signs. Levy, you don't have your trackpad reversed for scrolling? Fucking get with it. They're not going to change their minds. As if people that reverse the trackpad are like, I'm holding out. Holding out for what? It's an oligarchy. They're going to... Oligopoly, I think is what I meant to say. It's an ollie something, man. Ollie, oxen, not free.
But it's his laptop.
It's his laptop.
Doesn't he have the right of choice of scrolling direction?
I have the right to cheer at him and throw bricks through his window that say, love it or leave it. I don't have the right
Who's
to
the
do
Nazi
that.
now?
I don't have the right to do that.
You're a scrolling Nazi.
I'm a scrolling Nazi. No scroll for you! What if you type in Irish Seinfeld? What do you get?
Oh, this is good.
Oh, this is like Family Feud.
Survey says.
I don't. Okay. Showing results for Irish Seinfeld. Here they come. All right. Well, it's the Gramercy. It's a very old classic theater. They've got. There we go. Irish Seinfeld. That's just Seinfeld. He's a global phenomenon. Irish Seinfeld is Seinfeld. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Wait, what is this picture? What is this? The cast of Seinfeld in front of the World Trade Center with an airplane. I mean,
It's the cast of Seinfeld in front of the World Trade Centers with a plane going into it.
Whose page is this? It's an Irish guy's page. Because it's a UK. All right. Until we wait for it to come up, the URL is the last part is Seinfeld-9/11-exercise-terrible-bad taste of funny. Seinfeld does 9/11 as an exercise in terrible bad taste, but it is very funny. All right. Hey, there's a show. I think maybe it's in Ireland. Here's a quick extract to give you the flavor. It nails the okay. Hey, by the way, I am so sorry about that guy that you were seeing. Meh? What do you mean, meh? He was murdered by terrorists. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to read someone else's comedy.
Yeah, I don't see this ending well. It's a spec script for Seinfeld about.
It's a spec script for Seinfeld.
Like Elaine having a boyfriend who dies in 9/11 and then dealing in it.
Well, I hope that person's happy. TV's dead. I mean,
yeah, we're killing it. And by the way, I'd just like to say, as the company that brings you the Olympics.
Fuck! Can you stop them?
No,
can you do something?
I do not have that.
Pull some strings, man. Pull some rings.
Why would you want to?
Because they're like.
Simone,
what if I told you that there is a global corporation that just wanted to extract money through the world by way of pretending some sports mattered?
Well, welcome to America, man.
Yeah, I hate it.
Do you think sports are a pacification of people that would otherwise murder me, or do you think it's encouraging them to keep feeling murdery?
Both.
I think sports and other group communal activities help us escape. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Religion, sports. I've been an Eagles fan since I was born, basically. Yeah. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But I don't. It's not. There's not a rational. I don't have a rational reason for rooting for the Eagles. I've lived in New York 27 years, and they suck most of the time, or they break my heart every year, and yet I keep going back.
I'm sorry. I typed my name into Google. They're excited.
You're Googling yourself?
Yeah, which I haven't done in a long time.
What's the first thing that comes up?
Well, there's. Oh, it looks like you purchased a little ad here.
Now that's an ad.
Dan Harmon, my Wikipedia page. There's my Twitter.
Go to your Twitter.
IMDb. I'm Dan Harmon. My AMA. Dan Harmon Poops. My outdated blog. My story structure. Wow, it used to just be
check
Dan
out that
Harmon
Twitter
Chevy
rant.
Chase. What's that?
Click on that Twitter rant. What's that about?
Dan Harmon's angry, abusive Twitter
That doesn't
rant.
sound like you.
That's a year ago. That's a year ago.
Makes him seem deeply unhappy.
File this one under comedy with 2 question marks.
First off, none of this is safe for work in any way.
I don't know. That's
But
not
here
true.
we are printing it because if you scroll down, you will be reading some language in italics.
Language is not the burden of not safe for work at all. Who's like looking at, oh, that text is naughty. You are fired, mister.
Second off, if you worship Dan Harmon, creator of Community and Rick and Morty, you might want to stop here because even your fellow Harmon worshippers think it makes him look really small. The story here is that Harmon was on a plane yesterday, possibly drunk.
I remember this.
And someone insulted him on Twitter. This happens to famous people all the time. It even happens to non-famous people all the time. Twitter is essentially a cauldron of self-promotion, links, and insults, and there is no escape. Dan Harmon has surely been insulted on Twitter before. It's part of the shitty bargain. This time, though, something snapped.
This time.
And he caved to a dark desire to, quote, inflict genuine pain, unquote. Unfortunately, his nemesis has protected all her tweets, so we can't see the original spark.
Oh, come on,
But
do
Harmon's
some
responses
digging.
tell us plenty all by themselves. Update. From the comments, here's the unforgivable incendiary tweet that set Harmon off.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I guess you're drunker than expected. That's okay, but this isn't that great of an idea. Okay, yeah, that's a fucking shitty person. Who would respond to a tweet like that? Okay, I guess you're drunk, but whatever, not a good idea. Fuck you, let the pain begin. I barely remember this, but I'm now re-mad at that guy. So I said, by the way, going through a divorce, for fucking A, drunk, I'm on a plane, fuck you. My Twitter, my internet, my planet. I'm fucking Dan Harmon, I'm not a goddamn politician. Those people are terrible fucking people. I'm not running for election. Fuck you. Don't talk to me shitty. You're gonna get talked to shitty back if I'm in a bad mood. It happens every day. Every day. It happens every day.
Even the non-famous
I'm not
people.
a fucking senator, man. Like, fuck you. Fuck all of you. I'm so fucking mad.
And then these
And I'm
days,
stone
people who
cold
are
sober right now.
There's so sitting politicians that do much worse, and it's not a problem at all. Like they're like, oh, let's stop, minorities from voting.
Well, that's true. I mean, there's been politicians threatening other politicians.
Yeah.
during the
Yeah,
same thing.
I did get drunk and get on a plane and say, I have an idea. All Mexicans are rapists. Let's build a wall around America.
Right.
Like that would be like, well, Dan Harmon got drunk the other day and revealed that he's a fucking racist and a Nazi. And I thought, no, Dan Harmon got drunk and revealed something he reveals when he's sober, which is that he's a dick and you shouldn't fuck with him. Like, he was just more in the mood to fuck with you back than to play Cookie Collector. Like.
I'm sure this was pre-Cookie Collector, right?
So I don't know. I Kevin Spacey'd the guy. Like I just leaned into him and like fucking let him have it.
That's a verb.
Is there a
Kevin
wrap
Spacey?
up?
Is there a wrap? Oh,
Like
that's
after
it. Oh,
okay.
It goes on from there, and you can revisit the whole debacle at Harmon's Twitter
thank
feed.
God.
/Dollar Shave Club if you want a discount. The interesting thing here, is it interesting? Is that his victim's Twitter handle was Birdperson, which is a Rick and Morty character. So he's at least nominally a Harmon fan. Nominally?
Well, if they follow you on Twitter, I mean, they're already at least nominally a fan of yours.
Oh yeah. Every single person that says shitty stuff to me is always following me. Every person that always says, hey, shut up, you're fat and you're drunk and you're stupid and no one cares about your opinion. I always go over in the midst of blocking them, and right next to the block button is a fucking following you icon. And I always want to go like, this is insane. You wonder why I'm leaving behind a planet that is going to burn into a cinder.
Well, but Twitter's
or rather
become,
just be a water
But
world.
that's the point, is that Twitter's become a bit masochistic. You follow people so that you can get angry at them, so that you can evoke some kind of reaction.
Oh,
Yeah, and that's all fine. It's all fair play. I have never in my life tried to ban somebody or complain or be like, "What's going on Twitter? This should be illegal. Someone should shut PETA down." I don't suffer the illusion that my problems are the problems of the fucking society around me. I don't wait for anybody to fix my shit. I just if somebody says "fuck you," I'm like, "No, fuck you," probably, maybe.
But
or if I'm coming out of therapy, I'm like, "Thank you," for 5 minutes. I'm like, "Oh yeah, maybe I should fuck me. I guess it's a good point. I won't side with the split. I should engage in some self-care. I'm gonna go shower now."
But have you ever posted something in one of these that you regret?
He regretted this for a while, then he stopped, I think.
Well, I regretted the whole experience, but that's different from remorse. Where you're like, I feel I shouldn't have done that. I don't know. I still forgive myself for I'm a human being that's on Twitter. Remorse is like, I acknowledge my crime, and I fucking I feel terrible that happened. Regret is like, oh shit, that turned into a shitstorm. If I went back in time, I'd avoid it because it didn't profit anybody. I don't know, fine line, but remorse involves this person that started this shit not feeling like a piece of shit, and I'm not willing to go to that world yet. I don't care if they're 15. I don't care if they have one arm. I don't fucking care. They're a dick. And if an encounter with me and their brush with fame that resulted from it changes their perspective on society's construction, then I've either done a favor or contributed to the fucking gross soup that is our society. And in either case, mwah.
They're probably proud of that moment, though. They probably have that thing framed on their wall somewhere.
So the conclusion is, so what the hell just happened? You're the journalist. Obviously, we witnessed an incredible explosion of insecurity, narcissism, and anger from a man who is both creatively talented. Thank you. See, that's... These are my worst enemies, and they still call me talented. That's the fucking best. I've never, nobody ever was like, that talented guy is an asshole. I'm like, I is both creatively talented and insanely thin-skinned. Oh, heaven forfend that I'd be receptive and have fucking empathy. More than anything, my takeaway is that Dan Harmon is deeply unhappy. I love a good trolling. But this flew beyond that category within 3 tweets. Hopefully this is a passing moment of counterproductive chest thumping for Harmon and not the start of an emotional breakdown that ends with him smashing into walls in an asylum.
Oh, shit.
I mean, what are we in? That's Orwellian to say that. Hopefully this person being publicly vulnerable on social media and the resulting clickbait articles talking about how he's having a meltdown don't result in government intervention. Are you someone should shut PETA down. Dude, someone started PETA so you'd say that. They're already doing their job. Go start anti-PETA. Do something, you fucking schmuck. What the fuck, man?
Let's read the comments.
All right, comments. Here's a screenshot of the pretty innocuous original tweet, but yeah, we already said that.
Oh, so they didn't research that. Someone posted in the comment, they upped it.
That's what they said.
I hate this shit, man. People write an article that's literally just someone's tweets and then some... It's like if I told you about something that happened on Twitter and then got paid $100 for it.
But this person's talking about the person responding. By the way, I never read a single response from this person. Apparently, they said English wasn't their first language, and they apologized how they came across. I didn't read anything from them. I was just typing 140 characters at a time about how they were a piece of shit. Jesus, that poor kid. Meh. I don't know, man. Apparently, definitely so. Sick burns. You are a worthless but unnecessary. This person's quoting me. You are a worthless but necessary byproduct of an evolutionary strategy summarizable as no wrong answers. To which this person responds, bleh. Good one. Dan fancies himself some sort of insulting savant, but the only jab I found particularly inspired was, your pistons are generic fears. La-di-da. What the Roger Ebert of insults? I am Sarah Silverman's complete lack of surprise. Okay. Dan Harmon
You gotta click see more. We got to see how long this whole thing is.
This guy really dug in.
Okay, here we go. Dan Harmon has quite a few personality disorders, apparently stemming from an abusive childhood. He is also an alcoholic and perhaps even a drug addict. And although he is a creative genius, fucking A! These are my enemies! That would be like if during the debates, like Hillary Clinton was like, okay, I get it, he'd make a great president, but still, I win. Pouring his pain and dysfunctions into his work, if you are familiar with his work, you will notice how many of his characters are projections of either himself, his hopes, or his fears. What a shallow bag of tricks. His process is very uneven. Although this person may be defending me. His process is very uneven, and because of his, I believe this is probably Todd Vanderwerf from The Onion, an anonymous account. His process is very uneven, and because of his many issues, he is very hard to work with. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Having constant breakdowns and anxiety attacks and being plain abusive to the point that his now ex-wife Erin was more a caregiver and handler than a spouse and partner in the traditional sense. So no surprise that she finally called it quits, because you can only take so much abuse, and that's the point that sad little trolls like Joffrey, who feel the need to use the name of one of the most hated D-bags in all the fandoms because he thinks it gives him some sort of Reddit street cred. Wait, I don't even know who they're talking about now. Am I Joffrey, or is the...
No idea.
I lost the thread. Is the person that tweeted me Joffrey? I gotta back up. So no surprise that she finally called it quits, because you can only take so much abuse, and that's the point that sad little trolls like Joffrey, who feel the need to use the need to use the name of one of the most hated D-bags in all of the fandoms, because he thinks it gives him some sort of Reddit street cred, but in fact only shows how desperate for attention they are, don't get. Okay, so this person's saying, don't stop poking Dan Harmon because you think him slapping you is attention that'll make you happy. It won't. There are people who are assholes because they choose to, or because they are too lame. This person can't spell for shit. To be something better. And then there are people who are assholes because they suffer from mental illness, personality disorders, and have a ton of real fucked up issues to deal with. Thank you. These are the people that can barely function. I don't know. And if you inform yourselves a little bit about Dan Harmon, you will realize he is one of said people. He is barely functional. He is a sick person that happens to be a creative genius. If not, he would probably be living on the streets like so many untreated addicts and mental patients, and all the people who don't get that are just a fucking ignorant, cruel reflection of how our society treats people with social disorders, mental illness, personality disorders, and drug addiction by punishing them, humiliating them, like they chose to be that way, like their very existence. Did I write this? Was I so drunk that I logged in and I was like, why do you keep... I should be on the streets if you hate me so much. Like their very existence is annoying to them, and they should just get over their issues to make your selfish lives better. Dan Harmon is an asshole, but at least he has medical issues to explain why he is this way. And just to make all the jealous hatters feel better, hatters feel better in their hatting ways. I wrote this, and that's my red herring. Like, I'm like, oh, I'll spell a couple things wrong. I'm like John Benet Ramsey's mom. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'll just throw a couple extra T's in here. In their hatting ways, he lives in constant pain and anxiety. I mean, I must be an expert at deflecting it because I'm fucking deliriously happy. He is a very unhappy, lonely man that hurts and pushes away everyone around him because that's just how fucked up he is, that he can't have a basic, normal, healthy relationship. And sooner or later, he is gonna self-destruct while the world watches, and I think that will be at the Gramercy Theater at 4 p.m. Signed, Steve Levy. I bet if we check that IP address, it comes right from inside my house. It's Steve Levy.
It's coming from inside the house.
Yeah, what do you mean? I'm a creative genius. I'm not functional. I'm functioning so well that you're talking about me for 8 pages in a comment section.
I called you a creative genius twice, though.
And I'm functioning so highly that you're fucking like writing more than I am. Like I'm getting paid for obscene amounts of money to self-destruct, and this is more than I've written all week. I didn't do this much on Doctor Strange. I just went in there and ate a pizza and was like, yeah, it's cool. He's kind of like Rick. Let's not forget Harmon's the first stages of a divorce. That's true. Okay, so here's the thing. I mean, I want to make sure I clarify. Like, I'm not I very much explained that before that Twitter thing, and I never looked at the kid's responses. I wasn't talking to him. I very clearly said, this guy caught me at the wrong time. And my therapist had warned me. She said, people that are going through divorce, like, it doesn't matter the circumstances of the divorce. It doesn't matter fair, unfair. It's like, it's such a... It like raises up your like weird. You become hyper vigilant about injustice. So like you'll anything that seems unfair to you, you'll just like freak out. Whether it's unfair, two people in a corner talking. And then I went and experienced it. But I was this is what's happening. Like I'm like this person's gonna get a beat down because they disagreed with me. They told me, and I'm like, I need to inflict pain right now. And then I tweeted a bunch of stuff. I don't know the person, so how could I possibly be hurtful? I'm the non-anonymous one. I'm the one that everyone gets to call fat and alcoholic and abusive. Bring up my fucking, and his wife. This person's like an expert on my marriage, and they're just walking away clean. They can write all that, and they're mentally healthy. This person is this person's a therapist, right? This person's in charge of how other people should feel, and their response to a stranger on Twitter having a bad day is that my wife had to feed me pudding because I'm like that's fucking rude and judgmental. And if I tweeted something like that at somebody else, it would be incredibly petty, and everyone would be like, Dan Harmon attacks Vince Gilligan and invokes his divorce, you know? I'd be like, you think Breaking Bad's so good, how come your marriage sucks? It would be like the end of my career. It would be the end of my career because it wouldn't just be me going like, fuck you, you people are gross jerks. I'm in a bad mood. Everyone's a piece of shit asshole. I'm just like Hannibal Lecter. I'm locked in a cell. All I can do is talk about fava beans. I can't like eat you. Quid pro quo, Clarice. If you listen to me and work with me, I will direct you to a storage unit that will solve a lot of your case for you. There is a place where a guy, for some reason, is storing a head in a jar.
Conspiracy Carrot. The voice of a generation.
Look at this guy. Community sucked shit-flavored dick. That is like the Parks and Rec of insults of Community. It's like, what's more amazing to me is how anyone can go anywhere on the internet and not flip out like this. Oh, I love you, Ben Hinman, 8 months ago.
Ben Hinman? That sounds familiar.
Oh.
No, it sounds a lot like Dan Harmon.
Oh.